Thank you for joining us today for Cape Chronicle. I'm Mike Renick. We have two guests who each make a big difference in different ways. After the break, we'll talk first with one of the Salvation Army's newest lieutenants, and then we'll visit with Liz Haynes, the director of Old Town Cape. That's all ahead on Cape Chronicle.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Welcome back to Cape Chronicle. I'm Mike Renick. We know it's the holidays when we see the red kettles and hear the familiar bells of the Salvation Army at stores across the area. Before the kettles come out, we visit with Lieutenant Lily Reiner, and she's here to join us today. Lieutenant, thank you for being here.
Thanks for welcoming me.
And welcome to Cape Girardeau.
Thank you.
When did your time start in our area?
So we actually took post in the first week of July.
Did you really?
Yep, so we've been here only for a few months.
Okay, and so far so good? So
far so good.
So where other places that you've been, and what's part of the journey that brings you here to Cape Girardeau?
So the only other place that we've served is in Alton, Illinois.
Okay.
And so our job obviously brought us here, so we uprooted our family and here we are.
All right, so tell us about your family.
So we have 4 children.
Okay.
Our oldest is 19, and then we have a 17-year-old who's a senior in high school, and a 15-year-old who is a sophomore, and then a 13-year-old boy who is in 8th grade. So we have 3 girls and a boy.
Busy house.
Very busy.
Keeps you pretty yes. Active, huh?
I need a chauffeur license and taxi.
So I know within the Salvation Army, we see a new person, a new family in our area every so often. How quickly does that rotation kind of take place?
Usually between 4 and 6 years.
Okay.
It all depends upon circumstances. They always ask about family situations and if there's anybody in our families that may have health issues that we might
Sure.
need to be closer to. But usually it's between 4 and 6 years. And so
Okay.
we actually were 4 years in our last appointment. So.
Okay. Where are you from originally?
Muscatine, Iowa.
Okay.
So
all right. And then what was the path to the Salvation Army?
So actually our kids got us started. They started attending youth programming at the Salvation Army. And so they one day said they wanted to go to church, and we had no idea the Salvation Army was a church. We just assumed it was a thrift store. So we were questioning how we were gonna see church in a thrift store. But little to our surprise, we got there and it was actually a church. And so we went one Sunday with them, and we've been going ever since.
It's funny you mentioned that. That was kind of my, I guess, mistake as well.
Mm-hmm.
All along, thinking that the Salvation Army was a thrift store, and never realized that there was the church aspect to it.
Yep, absolutely. It's much more than just a thrift store. It's a big part of the community with social services and just helping people get on their feet where they may be at their lowest point, and just giving them just a helping hand and point them in the right direction.
Yeah, let's talk a bit about that. So what are, as you've come to be in Cape Girardeau since summer, what are some of the services that you guys are currently involved with?
So right now we are doing a lot of social services, a lot of effects from COVID still happening.
Mm-hmm.
So we're helping with utilities and rental assistance. Food pantry obviously is happening twice a week. We do a feeding program the last 2 full weeks of the month. So those are just some of the things we have right now: Bible study, Sunday school, church. Those are kind of where we're at right now. I'm hoping to gear up more with more youth activities after the first of the year.
I know it's something that always gets brought up, but how has COVID impacted the Salvation Army and maybe specifically your first, your time period here so far?
Yeah, so far we, like I said, the need is still great. Like there's still people being affected. The sad thing is that funds run out. And so without community support, we can't always be there to help those people, which is an important part of community awareness, is just letting people know that, we're here to help, but it also takes a community to be able to help these people.
There are specific areas that help is needed.
Right now, we are, we partner with United Way, so we're getting financial assistance from them. Food pantry is a big thing. It's getting to the point where our shelves are getting bare because we went all year, and that is sometimes can be a hindrance for people when they don't have that food. They can't sustain their body, so they can't sustain other aspects of their life. So right now, those are our biggest needs, and of course, with Thanksgiving coming up, our Thanksgiving meal that we provide are all big needs right now.
That meal is always a big deal, and
yes.
The community rallies around that Thanksgiving meal. Is that something that is traditionally done in all areas where the Salvation Army is, or that's special to this area?
It is not. So in our last appointment, we partnered with another church actually, and they prepared everything. So they just used our building, our space for it. So this year, I've heard that in the past we've done well over 600 people. So we're gearing up to do about that and more this year.
And it's obviously another way that someone could volunteer.
Absolutely.
Or partner with the Salvation Army.
Yep.
I know a lot of area businesses are usually tied into that, and it's a full-on meal.
Absolutely. So right now, actually, we are taking names of people who want to volunteer. So we kind of have a tally of how many volunteers we have. We're delivering to the elderly people who can't get out, so they can call in and be put on the delivery list, and then the people that will be serving the meal. And we also will be doing our coat drive that day.
And speaking of that, we hit some pretty cold temperatures
yes.
Here recently. It seemed like it went from the extreme heat to now the time whenever the winter wear is going to be necessary.
Yep, so actually we're doing a coat drive at Schnucks on the 11th, so that's next Thursday. And then during the Thanksgiving meal, we'll be giving out coats to the community after they're done with their meal. So
coats that are collected over
yep.
the next several weeks then can be picked up or
yep.
distributed on that Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And then I assume you would take them beyond that as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
I know that, as we kind of said in the intro, the Red Kettle program is something that seems to right away come to the minds of those who are familiar with the Salvation Army, and that's going to be happening soon. But we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will talk more about that.
Sure.
Okay. We'll continue coming up in just a bit to talk about that Red Kettle program with the Salvation Army. Stay tuned. More Cape Chronicle is coming up next.
The quality of academics in the Department of Art and Design are pretty amazing. The faculty work really hard to get the students prepared for what's happening in the big world of art and design. And the students want to be trained in a way that makes them career ready. Students can go into graphic design, gaming design. They can go into traditional studio photography, working in firms for marketing purposes. They can go into fashion photography. They can go into illustration, animation, and gaming. So the world is kind of big. In the spring, we are fortunate enough to be able to have a new building coming our way. And one of the great things about that is it gives a couple of areas a little bit more space to expand on their programs. And the awesomest advantage is it's going to let the faculty expand the curriculum.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
Welcome back to Cape Chronicle. I'm Mike Renick. We're talking with Lieutenant Lily Reiner from the Salvation Army. And we continue our discussion. As we said before the break, you can't get into the holiday season and not be familiar with the Red Kettle program. And I know it seems like every corner that you would turn when you're out shopping, which should be the case.
Absolutely.
Is that you see the red kettles, the bells are ringing, and we're getting close to that again, aren't we?
Yeah. So actually, we start November 20th. We've got some places that we can put our kettles out then, but the rest will all take place on the day after Thanksgiving.
The day after Thanksgiving. Yep. Okay. What I kind of find neat about the program is, it's really a way, for maybe families to rally or businesses to rally. You can do it individually or as a group, and there's even virtual option.
Yep. So we do have, and I'll be posting links on our Facebook page that will have some options of our virtual red kettle, but also have a link to our Register for Good link to Walmart, which people can go on there and order something, and it will send directly to us. We have gift cards on there to kind of help with our Christmas baskets for our food boxes that we give out at Christmas time. And then obviously our registertoring.com is our website to go and to register to volunteer to ring those kettles.
Okay, so register to ring. When they go there, what happens? Do they select this area? Or?
So yep, you put in, you can make a profile, you put in your zip code, and it will link you to, you'll be able to see all the spots that are available when they're available in this area.
Okay.
And then it's just so simple, you just put all your information in there, and then it will give you how many shifts you want to do. Simple. And if you have any questions with that, they can always call me, and I'll be glad to do it for them.
So these different campaigns have themes.
Yes.
Last year's was Rescue Christmas, and what is the theme for this year?
So this year we're working with Hope Marches On. So last year we had to rescue Christmas because of the whole pandemic, and it was amazing how the communities rallied together, because most places way surpassed their goal. So this year Hope is marching on. We've got to continue doing what we can for the community, so we're marching on in our hope to just continue to bring the best for the people in the community.
So was that a surprise that these goals were surpassed?
Actually, it was, because, with the coin shortage and just people wouldn't come out because of COVID, there was a lot of unmanned kettles last year. And so just to know that the community saw the need still, and they still found ways to give, whether it was donations into the office by check or virtually, or money in the kettle. There's even on each kettle sign, there's a way you can pay from your phone, Apple Pay, Google Pay. This year they've added Venmo and PayPal, where you can just, on the sign, there will be a little spot where you can just click it and it will take you right to a donation page.
See, that's smart. I mean, because how many people do that now? They don't maybe carry the cash or the change, but they can Venmo it to you.
Yep.
Or can you use a credit card at the?
No, we don't have an option for that.
Okay. But all the other digital options are there. So then what happens with the funds that are collected? Does that stay in our area?
Absolutely. 100% stays right here in Cape County. So all the service areas that we service will benefit from those funds that we bring in.
So I was going to ask, what is the importance of this campaign for the Salvation Army in our area?
So for here, it just means that we can continue doing services that we're currently doing, and we can have the employees that we have. As long as we've got those funds, we can still, service those people. If we don't get the funds that we need, we can't always do the most that we could do. So it's really important that we get the community's support to help us be able to take care of the community.
I'd imagine too that people, they may have in their mind who would need the Salvation Army. There's probably many people that we'd be very surprised to find out are being impacted by the work that you do. Especially
right now with COVID, people who would have never thought that they would have to ask for help, people with good paying jobs and mortgages, and they've been hit by COVID, and all of a sudden you're out of work and now you find yourself in a bind. People who have a hard time asking for that help. We're seeing a lot more of those people, but that's why we're here. That's the whole point of having this big fundraiser, and just being able to help those people who normally wouldn't ask for the help.
Registertoring.com. You can volunteer there and help make a difference this holiday season. Lieutenant, thank you so much. We've been talking with one of Cape's newest Salvation Army administrators, Lieutenant Lily Reiner. Up next, Old Town Cape Executive Director Liz Haynes is here with what's up in downtown this holiday season. That is next on Cape Chronicle.
This is not your mom's Southeast Missouri State University. Today, you'll do the work before you get the job. And when your tenacity is tested, your strengths are stretched, and your confidence secured, we'll help you find the place where you'll be extraordinary. At Southeast Missouri State, we're proud of where we've been, but we're focused on where we're going. And right now, we have opportunities you didn't even know existed.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
We are very pleased that Southeast has received statewide mission designation for the arts. It recognizes us as leaders in the visual and performing arts and confirms the quality of our programs. We are Missouri's only campus dedicated to the arts, being art, dance, music, and theater. And we are nationally accredited in all 4 areas of the art. This year, we were named a Yamaha Institution of Excellence, and theater was named a top musical theater program in the country. We've seen the number of majors increase greatly, and we're recruiting nationally. We consider it critical for our programs that we demonstrate to students how to get careers in the arts. We have students who've been stage managers, they've opened their own dance studios, they're doing film work, just all types of careers. We never rest. We keep going, and there'll be something new tomorrow.
Welcome back to Cape Chronicle. I'm Mike Renick. For many in Cape, it just isn't the holidays without the downtown parade, displays, and now the tree lighting ceremony. We have Old Town Cape Executive Director Liz Haynes to tell us all about it, what's happening in downtown Cape. Hello, Liz.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm great. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me today.
You bet. It's nice to start thinking about the holidays.
It is, and some sense of normalcy here, right?
Yeah, really. That's kind of maybe the vibe coming into this time period, is that there's a little more normalcy.
Absolutely.
Get to kind of celebrate the holidays, maybe the way that we're accustomed to.
Right. Absolutely.
So I know for the downtown. Now, real quick, explain what makes up Old Town Cape as far as the businesses, maybe streets and that sort of thing.
You bet. So Old Town Cape first, we're all about the revitalization of downtown Cape Girardeau, making it the best possible place to live, work, and play. Our downtown district is 130 blocks, over 300 businesses, and over 4,500 residents. It's one of the larger Main Street organizations in the country, and our district runs from the river up to Weston Boulevard and Highway 74 over to North Street. So it's a very large district. It's a very diverse district. It encompasses a lot.
Yeah, that's a big district.
Yeah,
and you're into your 3rd year, we were just talking?
Yes. I've been here too. This is my 3rd year. So I started about 6 months before the pandemic hit. So it's been an interesting couple years, but it's been very encouraging just to see this community come together. It's a very generous community. So.
And I know we were talking earlier with the Salvation Army, obviously had to navigate through some times that we wouldn't have expected.
Absolutely.
But it seems like people continue to support whenever they see a need. And I know that you guys got creative with how you were able to help support the downtown area.
We did. One of the silver linings of the pandemic, I think, was just forcing us to think outside the box, sometimes out of necessity, but it really led to some really, cool things that happened. And it's been very, very encouraging to see our downtown businesses thriving during this time. It was pretty astounding. We had 21 new businesses open in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic. So to me, I think if we have one, that would be amazing,
That is unbelievable.
So that was really astounding.
Yeah, that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, the holidays, as we said, are here, and I know that for our downtown area, the tree lighting, which is relatively new.
It is.
That kind of kicks things off.
It is. We have some very generous folks in our community who donated the 30-foot Christmas tree that we all love there in the Vasterling Suites courtyard. So the day after Thanksgiving is our Christmas tree lighting. This will be the 3rd year for this event, but we are really kind of going above and beyond this year. Now, as we're returning to normalcy, we thought this would be a great opportunity to just make this event even bigger. So not only will Santa and Mrs. Claus be there to light up the tree like they always do, we'll still have the carolers carolers, we'll have the Jerry Ford Band, but this year we will also have fire pits and s'mores at the event, as well as food trucks. So the street will be blocked off there on Fountain between Broadway and Themis, and folks can mill around and enjoy some food and drinks and admire the beauty of the tree.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then that kind of moves into the Christmas parade.
It does. It does. That kicks off the holiday events. We've got Small Business Saturday in there, so shop local. And then the Christmas parade is November 28th. That usually takes place around dusk. And it's our 29th annual. This year the theme is Ringing in the Holidays. And it starts at Kappa Park, goes down Broadway, turns right on Main, and then it'll end there at the parking lot in front of Hudson's Big Sandy Superstore.
And is that open to anybody if they want to be in it?
And we usually have about 100 floats in the parade. Santa will be making an appearance there at the end as well, so that's a big hit with the kiddos. Always, a huge community-focused event. We had to cancel last year, so I know folks are going to be really excited to see that come back this year.
You just have to have your float lit up. Is that correct?
That's right.
Gotta have
That's
lights.
right. Yes, we
Which,
do.
I mean,
it is
come
a
on.
parade of lights. That's right.
That's
So,
right.
Yeah.
Hey, before we move forward, we're going to take a quick break.
Sure.
And then
Sounds
we'll talk
good.
more about what's happening in downtown. So when we get back, we'll continue with our discussion with Liz Haynes from Old Town Cape. More about the holidays coming soon. Stay tuned. More on Cape Chronicle coming up next.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
My mother was always very familiar with her neighborhood, but one day she stopped at the stop sign for much longer than usual. And she didn't know whether she should go forward or turn, and she wasn't even really sure where she was at. It was very unsettling for her.
I felt so much better after my son told me, "Mom, I don't want you to worry or be afraid. I'll be there for you, and we'll figure it out."
Every day,
millions of people are connecting. Father,
cosplayer,
mentor,
actor. It's time we take a step forward, come together,
and discover
how accepting our differences can make us stronger.
Welcome back to Cape Chronicle. I'm Mike Renick. We're talking with Liz Haynes from Old Town Cape. And we touched on the tree lighting, Small Business Saturday, of course the Christmas parade of lights,
That's
but
right.
there's more in store
That's right.
this
That's not
holiday
all.
season. So there's a shopping spree, is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are having a shopping spree November 27th through December 4th. And we've done this every year, but we're switching it up a little this year. So stay tuned to the Old Town Cape social media for all the details to be released. But essentially, folks can have the opportunity to enter up to 7 different times for 2 $250 downtown shopping sprees.
Wow.
So yeah, and it's all about getting into the businesses and checking out some QR codes and then sending, entering the raffle that way. So again, stay tuned to our social media. We'll have all of the info up there, but we just want folks to have the opportunity to shop, to encourage folks to shop at all of our downtown businesses. So this really will involve all of the businesses instead of just certain ones, which we've done in the past.
And that's the name of the game.
That's absolutely it.
Go and visit. We have a great downtown.
We do.
And go and see and shop in the stores that we have downtown.
That's right. That's right. And the great thing about shopping local is you do have that unique, one-on-one opportunity to connect with the owner and get things, where you don't necessarily at some of the bigger box stores. So.
Downtown Open House.
So this is a great weekend on December 3rd and 4th, that Friday and Saturday. Friday kicks off with Santa, which will be at the Christmas tree here at the corner of Fountain and Broadway. Discovery Playhouse this year is going to be facilitating some kids' activities there at Santa's Workshop.
Nice.
With Santa. So families can come get their pictures taken with Santa, tell them what's on your Christmas list, and we'll also have horse-drawn wagon rides that will be at the corner there by the Hudson's Big Sandy lot. Okay. We will also have different downtown businesses are doing all kinds of fun different things. So check out individual businesses' social media. They'll be having promotions and certain events. I know one popular one that has been happening for many years, for example, is Pastimes Antiques does a live mannequin display. So that's always a lot of fun. So definitely check out all the different stores' specials and what they're going to be have going on. There's always a lot of people getting some of their Christmas shopping done and enjoying the atmosphere of our downtown at the holidays. And then the next day is Saturday, December 4th. We're having an outdoor holiday bazaar. This is the third year for this event. That's going to be on Frederick Street between Themis and Broadway, and we'll have about 30 to 40 vendors there. Many of them will be the Cape Riverfront Market, folks' favorite vendors there with homemade, home-baked items. There will be some opportunities for customized items for holiday orders, all those types of things, but it's all about locally grown, handcrafted, homemade, and we will also have the Grinch. The Grinch will be wandering around in downtown Cape, and kids can get their pictures taken with the Grinch as well. So you never know where he's going to end up in our downtown on that Saturday.
That Grinch is pretty popular.
He is very popular.
Being kind
He's
of
a popular
Scrooge.
guy. Yeah, he is indeed. So all kinds of fun things happening downtown. That's what we're all about, getting folks downtown, promoting our downtown businesses, helping them thrive, supporting their livelihoods. So we hope to see people out in downtown Cape.
It's got to feel good to have that laundry list of events that are happening.
It really is. After having to cancel or having to tweak, the events over the past really, 2 years now, a year and a half, 2 years, it's really nice to have that sense of normalcy, to see folks just enjoying that Christmas spirit and supporting our community. So it's really encouraging.
So there is a lot going on, which is wonderful. If someone wants to find out where this is happening, that's happening, what's the best way to go about doing that?
Check out Old Town Cape on either Facebook or Instagram, or go to our website at downtowncapegirardeau.com.
So Facebook, Instagram.
Old Town Cape.
Old Town Cape.
downtowncapegirardeau.com.
Fantastic.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, thanks for all that you do.
Well, thank you.
I know
Absolutely.
that the downtown is thriving, and you're right there making it happen.
Yeah.
So
well, it takes a village. We have a wonderful, very supportive, generous community. So glad to be a part of it. Glad to be here.
And as we were saying before, it's the holiday season. No better time to go and see the downtown stores.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Right. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
We've been talking with Liz Haynes from Old Town Cape. That's all the time that we have for today. Thanks to all of our guests, and thank you for joining us today for Cape Chronicle. The program is a collaboration among the Department of Mass Media at Southeast Missouri State University, the City of Cape Girardeau, and River Radio. Our producer is Nicolette Brennan, and our executive producer is Dr. Jim Dufek. I'm your host, Mike Renick. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.